Top of the morning, Dan and Amy and Saint Fauci saying in an interview released yesterday, the federal government won't be in the business of mandating vaccine passports for travel and businesses. I doubt the federal government will be the main mover of a vaccine passport concept, Fauci told Politico. The federal government may be involved in making sure things are done fairly and equitably, but I doubt if the federal government is going to be the leading element of that. Oh, I see. So the federal government is the cooler, and C-suite America are the bouncers, to put this in Patrick Swayze type Roadhouse metaphor there to make it real. That isn't that interesting? Isn't that such a perfect setup, consistent with what we see happening when we're talking about Major League Baseball, the NBA, these sports leagues that get most of the attention until corporate America weighs in, as they have with moving the All-Star game from Atlanta, of course,
to Denver.
But you understand, corporate America, rent-seeking corporate America, woke corporate America, front, and then they just need the federal government there as the hammer, as required. That turns out to be a big problem in terms of trajectory. Just sticking on this vaccine passport issue, really good piece at the American Institute for Economic Research by Jordan Schachtel about the Excelsior that just rolled off the showroom floor in New York.
Yeah.
He said wouldn't be surprised to see it scrapped altogether by the end of the year. It's just he's massive security flaws, shrinking customer base by design, remains incredibly impractical and incredibly easy to manipulate. In short, Excelsior Pass sucks thanks to the idiocracy that was responsible for its design and implementation. And he gives this great example. Say you want to attend a Knicks game this evening at Madison Square Garden, a partner to the Excelsior Pass program. It's 9 a.m. Your event is at 7:30 p.m. If you don't have the vaccine yet, that means you'll need to obtain a negative COVID-19 test to receive your pass. Want to take that test this morning? Not so fast. The antigen test needs to have been administered within the last 6 hours, so you better plan your entire day around navigating that short window between your COVID test and the event this evening. Just received your second dose and you're ready to hit the town? Not so fast. You must wait at least 2 weeks before your green check mark appears on your vaccine passport. Has it been more than 90 days since your last dose? Rejected. You only have a 76-day window, more than 14 days, under 19 days, to acquire a Vax Pass, which has to be renewed every 30 days.
Every 30 days? What?
Received a vaccine or COVID test from out of state, took a private at-home test kit or a test from a provider that is not registered in the New York State Central Database. You're out of luck.
Yep.
You will not be able to receive your Excelsior because your information never made it into the system. Are you an out-of-state resident looking to attend an event or enter an Excelsior Pass participating store? Out of luck. The New York system does not communicate with other databases, and other states plan on rewarding vaccine passport contracts to other companies. And it just goes on from there. He goes into the junkie application and so on and so forth. For more on this marriage between C-suite America and our federal betters, we're pleased to be joined again by Roger Kimball, who, of course, is the editor of the new Criterion. Roger, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Great to be with you guys on this beautiful spring morning.
So what about St. Fauci? We're not going to do the dirty work. Corporate America will do the dirty work, and we'll be there to back their play.
Well, yes. I mean, this is, as I am fond of saying, this whole episode of revolving around what I still think of as the Wuhan flu, our latest Chinese import, will deserve to be memorialized in an addendum to Charles Mackay's great book, Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds.
Yeah.
This is the first time in history we have quarantined a healthy population for a disease that presents a serious threat to a tiny, tiny sliver of the population. But what we have just seen is two things. One is the alacrity with which the aspiring Gauleiters of our population are willing to use the coercive power of the state to tell their citizens what they may do, what they may not do, who they may see, whether they can leave their houses. It's extraordinary. That's on one side. On the other side, it's revealed the very disturbing bovine tendencies of the American population, how sheep-like people are willing to be. They just rolled over and said, fine, we'll stay home. We won't go out. We won't go to restaurants. We'll watch as the governor of New York State destroys the economic infrastructure of the state and, enacts policies which are responsible for the deaths of thousands of people.
But on the vaccine passport piece of it, though, it's really interesting what's happening. You've had DeSantis and Abbott both essentially prohibit vaccine passports. You've got the Kansas City Star calling for a vaccine passport, that editorial board calling for a vaccine passport in Missouri to get back to normal, quote unquote. I mean, are we really going to have this situation, even perhaps more so and more long-lasting than with the lockdowns, of effectively free states and COVID-obsessed states?
Well, I don't know. I wish I knew the answer to that. But your litany of possible restrictions that you open the show with is both frightening but not surprising. They will do whatever they can do until there's serious pushback. I hope that if I may so put it, the manly strategy of someone like Ron DeSantis will prevail. But who knows whether it will prevail? I mean, we just don't know. How supine is the American public? That is a question we don't know the answer to.
Well, what about mandatory vaccinations? If you want to go back to Rutgers in the fall or Cornell University, I mean, do you think every college is going to fall in line now and say that in order to come back, you have to be vaccinated?
Not every college, but some will, probably some will. And as a society, we're at a crossroads in this country, I mean, we really there are question marks that we don't know the answer to. To what extent are we going to allow ourselves to be the pawns of an overreaching government? We don't know the answer to that. I have to say that some of the signs are not too encouraging. But, I don't think that the policies have yet been formulated. We are right now in the process of doing that. To the extent that St. Anthony Fauci, as you referred to him, prevails, we will become a medicalized society under the thumb of a coercive administrative state that who it doesn't matter whether it's a government in Washington or your state capital that's promulgating these sorts of restrictions, or whether it's, as you say, the corporate America, which more and more has become captive of the woke ideology of the left. I mean, why is Coca-Cola giving us lectures and sermons about ways to be less white? Why is Delta Airlines getting into the business of commenting on what is essentially an innocuous voter legislation in Georgia? Why is American Airlines doing the same thing in Texas?
Well,
this is a very odd moment.
So that question, that's the operative question, and particularly when you see, for example, the Morning Consult survey on the Georgia election law, 42% of those Americans surveyed support the law, 36% oppose, as David Harsanyi pointed out, National Review. And imagine what the numbers would be if the law wasn't being lied about 24/7. But it's still so 36% of people who have been whipsawed by propaganda for the past month about the Georgia election reform law. 36% is enough to go all in for Delta and Coca-Cola and Merck. And what is that? What's the play there? What does that say? What is it, the Major League Baseball, for that matter? What does that say about what they think their future is and who their future is?
Well, I mean, I have to think that one part of the calculation is that this is going to be beneficial to their bottom line. They must think, well, we're looking to the youth of America. The youth of America is captive of this malevolent woke ideology. Therefore, we will cater to it. That's one element. But unfortunately, I think another element is that these people themselves have become captive of this ideology. You know, they in the 60s and 70s, when we had riots and demonstrations, and this was the first great wave of the Cultural Revolution in America. By and large, you could count on corporate America to stand. You mentioned National Review, to stand to thwart history, as William Buckley put it, and say no, stop. But you can't really count on that. You can't really count on that anymore because, I mean, when Major League Baseball becomes, part of this coven of wokeness, you sort of think it's kind of all over. And, it's partly cynical. The basketball league, they see a big future for their game in China. Therefore, a coach criticizes something in China and he gets fired. I mean, amazing that we should be so kowtowing to the Chinese in our sports games. So there you have it. It's a very odd moment. And as I say, I don't think we don't know the last chapters of this novel. But right now we're in a dramatic situation.
Yeah, and I think that the China piece too. I mean, this is all of this for Major League Baseball over the last several days, concurrent with them signing a streaming deal with Tencent, a big Chinese media company. That Daryl Morley, the former GM of Houston Rockets, ran afoul of in supporting Hong Kong, and the NBA got its streaming deal nixed by Tencent, and so now Major League Baseball is in bed with them. So, I mean, there is something to that, right? I don't think it's the whole story, but it is definitely part of the story about where these corporations, and including American professional sports leagues, see their future, and maybe it's not so much America.
Yes, we're living in an odd moment,
and these are global citizens, of course.
Yeah. I mean, that great oxymoron. Of course, a citizen is someone whose allegiance is to a kibbutz, a city, but we don't. That's not the way it works for these progressive ideologues who want us all to emancipate ourselves from the parochialism of allegiance to America and sign up for the progressive utopia of kind of a Marxist vision.
Yeah, there'll be a pass to
that.
that.
It would be too bad if that happened.
Maybe there'll be a pass to that Marxist utopia. Roger Kimball, editor, New Criterion. Thanks for joining us as always. Appreciate it.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. On AM 560. The Answer.
Nobody wants to need an attorney, but when you do, you need to find the right firm. The one that shares your values and will take your case personally. That's Cuda Law. You get the entire Cuda Law team working on your case. Even the cell phone number of your lead attorney. Cuda Law wins. Go to CUDALaw.com. Cuda Law has the experience to get you a victory with any kind of personal injury, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, or COVID-related injuries or work injuries. Cuda Law wins. And you're not a number. You're not a case. You're a person that needs help. The Cuda Law team takes it personally and will put in the time and effort to get you the best outcome. Go to CUDALaw.com. CUDALaw.com. Cuda Law wins. Talk about your case and get real honest advice from the only law firm that wants to win as bad as you do. Cuda Law. You can chat with them too right now at CUDALaw.com. CUDALaw.com. Cuda Law wins.
Hey, you've heard Remke's Garage commercials on AM 560, so you know they specialize in servicing sprinters and light-duty diesels. But the experts at Remke's also service Isuzu and Chevy low cab forward trucks. Yeah. So if you own an Isuzu or Chevy low carb forward truck, but aren't sure where to get it repaired, well, take it to Remke's Garage, your #1 dealer alternative for repairs to your Isuzu NPR, Isuzu F-Series, or the Chevy low cab forward truck. Yeah. Whether gas or diesel, your truck is the lifeline of your business. That's why Remke's Garage offers free loaners while your truck is being serviced. That's awesome. They'll even, listen to this, pick you up and deliver your vehicle to you later for free. Remke's Garage has the factory scan tool to properly diagnose Isuzu and Chevy low cab forward trucks. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty. So go to remkeysgarage.com. That's remkeysgarage.com to learn more about their specialization in Isuzu and Chevy low cab forward trucks and schedule your appointment today. That's REMKES Garage.com.
This is attorney Stephen Leahy. This isn't the first crisis we faced together. Back in '08, business professionals in trouble sought help from bankruptcy attorneys, loan modification attorneys,